I don't know if you guys can hear the fan in the background, but it's making this...
It's not the fan. This is what happens after she makes me work out.
Okay, you asked her that. You asked me to do that. Okay?
And it was only yoga today.
It was yoga. You're fine.
I'm fine.
Although it was kind of funny. We were doing the chair pose and, yeah, legs were shaking. Anyway.
Or the one where you have to rotate out and you realize that you're between your desk and the bed. Dunk on both sides.
Yeah,
that was
two people
fun.
doing yoga in a small room because, we haven't been able to really leave at all.
The floor space is L-shaped, so we kind of have to do it.
So it was like one of us were here, one of us were this direction, and it was something else. We made it work.
We didn't headbutt each other, though.
We didn't.
So there is that.
That's a good... I consider that a win. So...
Okay, so what are we doing here?
What we're doing here is we are talking to you all about masks. Masks right now are a huge thing. You've probably seen them on news medias. You've heard about them from friends and family. Maybe you've even seen them in Walmart. Some really good masks and some masks that you're like, you're trying, and that is a huge thing, but you're not really doing it.
And some really good masks that just aren't being done the right way.
Worn. Yeah, like off.
We'll just do it like this.
Like on the chin type of thing.
I can put in something after that's like, don't do this.
Yeah, we've all seen it. So I have designed a couple of masks. I've designed a full fitted mask and then a full pleated mask. And it's not the pleated mask that you normally see that's the square and so forth. I actually kind of put together my own take on that. And Dave will be talking to you about that in a second.
She brought pleats back in the best way.
I did, and they're perfect. But first, before we get into that, I want to talk to you about the full face mask that I have made. So this is the face mask that I've made. Okay, full face mask. It actually has a removable wire. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but the removable wire that you can actually have for that nose piece. So I'm guessing you guys have seen this before, but I'm going to go through it, how to actually make sure you put on your mask properly. So with these, we have a tie. I'm going to just put this over my head, okay? And then I'm going to take where that nose piece is, put it on the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to push down. Okay, once that's done, I can tighten on both sides and then tie. Now the big thing with masks that you want to make sure you do is maybe I can tie this, maybe I can't. Bow ties having some issues. All right, we got it. The big thing with masks is you want to make sure you have that nice edge here and edge here and edge here that is all completely sealed. We don't want any air escaping as much as possible from any of those areas, which is why you've seen those people out and about that aren't wearing their mask properly. And it's amazing that they're trying, and I give them major props, but it's not protecting themselves or other ones around them. So with this mask that I've made, I made sure that you have that nice line all the way around, okay? And you want to make sure that's nice and tight. When you take these off, I love this one because done. There it is. If I'm like running around in the car or doing errands, as few errands as I possibly can, I can just kind of still breathe when I'm in the car, but it's real quick. I can just put that mask right back on when I'm going back into the stores. The other thing about these masks that I have made is they actually have a filter pocket in them. So the filters that we have got actually look like this, and those go right into the mask. So you're going to have that full coverage, not only where your nose is at, but where your mouth is breathing. So having that third layer that is removable is going to be really huge to help protect you. Now, granted, these are not surgical masks. They are just homemade cloth masks, but they are better than a lot of other things that are out there. Because,
better than a bandana.
Yes, we are wanting to make sure we keep that seal all the way around. So that's the full face mask that I have made. It is reversible. So you can have your 2 different personalities or your 2 different styles or 3 or 4 different styles depending on the material, which I will get to in a second. But
something.
You know, I want them to be able to, like, pick the material that they want.
But there's so much fabric.
There's so much fabric. I got a lot of fabric going on. So, yeah. Anyway, well, I'll show you my my Etsy store is actually where I'm selling these. I'll show you in a second here the fabric and talk to you a little bit more about that after Dave talks about his mask that he designed.
Now, the mask design that she showed you a second ago, that's going to be one that fits fairly close to the face. It's a snug fit. It's, I know, comfortable for a lot of people. Now, I'm in a unique position where I can't get a perfect seal with anything because of all of this.
We've all seen the doctor photos about, screw you, COVID, for making me shave off my beard and my mask so they could get that good fit. Well, I like his beard and I like his mustache, and I didn't want him to shave it off.
I'm lucky enough to not have to work around people. So one of the things I noticed with the standard just full face masks, the little accordion style masks, or even the dusk masks, the way that they fit on your face, it ends up really, really messing with the mustache. And as soon as you put it on, it feels great for 30-ish seconds. And about that point, you started talking, you move, and then your mustache goes doop right in your mouth.
Not pleasant.
Especially if you're in the store and you don't want to like fix your mustache because, you know, you're in the store. It's nice to just be able to not have to worry about it. So we're coming back from getting groceries the other day, and I was just like, you know what, I'm ready to just shave this thing off. Beard, mustache, it's just going to go. I'm not going to shave. It's just going to be not nearly as long. And this was the face that I was
Don't like that. All the time. Don't like that. Mm-mm.
Not one bit. So she was like, nope, that's not going to happen. So instead, I could just make a mask. So she made this. And this is similar to your full, like your standard full face mask. But if you notice, it comes out quite a bit more here in the front. So it allows a little bit more room around the mouth by way of these really cool pleats. But at the same time, it still gives you a good, good seat all the way around. Now, the one she showed you had ties. This one actually has the elastic, but it does still have the ability to use the ties. So don't let that dissuade you if that's something you're really kind of thinking about. But you just run the ties through, put it over your head, tie it behind your neck, and it's ready to go. Now, what's really neat about these, one of the things that we saw initially with the elastic is if you do the band from the top to the bottom, what ends up happening is you put it on and the mask has a tendency to kind of fold up a little bit right there along the side of the face. So instead, we adjusted the way that the elastic goes on so it pulls not only from the anchor point for the bottom, but also the bottom of this portion. So when you put it on, if it's not tight, it'll naturally kind of shrink up and provide that fit there. The thing I like about these is I work in construction, so if I get out of the truck and I need to say something to somebody or pick something up, instead of going through the process of tying the mask on, which doesn't take a lot of time, but if you're doing it multiple times per day, that time builds up quick. So with this, all I've got to do is put it on, and it's right over the ears and it's ready to go. Now the way that the fit works on this, you've got the same nose piece like you have in the other one, so you just pinch to get it to where it's comfortable. You've got a great fit here along just under the eyes. Here on the side, now it looks like it's not getting a fit, but that's the reversible side of the mask.
You see the white is nice and tight to his face.
And then under here, instead of, like, if I didn't have the beard, it would be able to catch right under the chin, so you'd have that nice seal along the bottom. With this, it's kind of nice because you can adjust, and when you do, it still stays off of your face, but it doesn't, bunch your beard up and make you look mangy. It also works really well, too, for anybody that may feel a bit claustrophobic when they're wearing their mask. Having something right up against their face can be a little uncomfortable, and this really, really alleviates that.
The one thing I do want to mention is that even though it doesn't hit underneath his chin, it is still hitting his chin, creating that tension all the way across.
And it's a really nice kind of, I mean, it's still a really nice tight fit there. And I was afraid when we first did this, okay, talking or things like that may make that shift around. And once it goes on, wherever it sits, it stays there until I take it back off. So, but yeah, that's the... I haven't come up with a cool name for it yet. We're going to name it something cool.
We have to name it something cool.
Face Mask Mark 5.
Oh.
Mark 2. I guess it'd be Mark 2.
Well, actually, that's like Mark 6 because I went through a lot of patterns to try to figure out where the pleats should be and how big they should be and everything. And I have to just do a shout out to my mom, who is an amazing seamstress. She's actually my inspiration for doing the pleats like this to create that nice gap that you see here. So yeah, we could maybe do, Mark 6, or if you guys have another idea for a cool name, leave it in the comments.
Name the mask.
Name the mask. We'll see.
I shall name him Jim.
Jim. Ooh.
Jimison.
I like Jimison.
Billop.
Billop. Ah. Or Millip. The mask Millip.
No.
Yeah.
What colors do these things come in?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so he talked a little bit about the colors. I went a little ham because, like I said, I want you guys to be able to have
hold on. A little ham.
Okay, a lot of ham.
Let me do something here because we're just.
He's gonna pull up my Etsy page. I have over 100 different colors and patterns that you guys can choose from when you order. And
in the spirit of full transparency, on the site it shows 99, but that's because we were doing 5x5 grids. Mm-hmm. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to work. And I was like, these last 8 we're just going to do later. So there are 8 other, or 6, 8.
Something like that, yeah. So it's over 100. It's a lot.
There is more than the fingers on one hand.
Yeah, and the toes. For both of us. If we put all of our fingers and toes together, there would be more patterns and of fabric on it.
Total.
Yeah, total.
Left.
Yeah, not left. No,
okay.
No,
not
left.
That would be...
Yeah, that would be insane.
We got to talk. Good night, folks. We're gonna figure out what's happening. I'm gonna die in a sea of fabric, and I don't want to die in polka dot hell.
I mean, I got you some nice red polka dots.
She got me awesome red polka dots.
And camouflage. There's camouflage. I have a whole variety of different colors for both men, women, science nerds, just anything you can think of. Floral plant people.
Looks like wood.
Yeah. So my Etsy shop is Nerdgasm Nirvana. So you're only going to see the 2 masks right now. I have been on Etsy for a while, but I just haven't had the time to start making stuff and selling it. So what better time than right now when we all need to be in there and working together to, flatten this curve. So I'm going to actually post on this video, there's going to be a link where you can receive 20% off your purchase for the next week. The code is new to Etsy. Little kitschy, I know, but we got to have fun with it, right?
Did you pick that?
I totally picked that. I designed that. I picked that.
I don't know who you are.
It was amazing. Okay, so it's easy to remember for them.
This is my girlfriend. Mm-hmm, she was my girlfriend. You're not the same Krista.
From 2 minutes ago.
Using a mixture of words and numbers. How dare you?
I was throwing back to my middle school days. That's kind of how I feel right now. Like, no car, can't go out really. Like, have to be grounded at home. I was going back to my roots. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. We would love to hear some feedback from you. Like I said, this is my first video that I have ever done like this. So good, bad, indifferent, whatever you guys would like. And if you think of some really cool names for the face mask here, let me know. All right. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.